innovation meets understanding and breaking down artificial intelligence into a clear, practical insight that empower you to navigate, adapt, and lead an AI-driven world. Another week, another great episode with my legendary co-host, Miss Jackie. How are you, partner?
Doing good, thank you. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm fabulous, excellent, and do busy always. But, well, we have a great topic for AI 101 today. Miss Jackie, Chat GPT and WAP. Why this feels different?
Right.
Hmm. Why is it different, Miss Jackie?
I think for me, it's not just another app on your phone. It's a new interface, right, for helping us to get things done, not to replace, us, but to help us get things done. So it just, yeah, it feels like it's more than just another app on the phone, for me, at least.
Hmm. It's not just another app, people. It enhances you to be better, to be the best, and bolder if you know how to use it.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. Mm-hmm.
Because there's a word that garbage in, garbage out. Even if you're
Oh,
trying to
yes.
be the best, if you are inputting the garbage,
Oh,
it will not
yes.
give you.
I see that every day in my job. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I see it every day.
Certainly. So, people, another week, which is we are talking about Chat GTP and Miss Jackie. Why is it? So, let's say why we've had two smart tools before, but Chat GTP feels like conversing with mine. Don't you think?
Yeah, it does. It feels like you're having, like, for example, ChatGPT knows my podcast now. It knows the kind of work that I do. And at the end of, because I used it so much, the end of last year it gave me a recap of everything I had done, and I was like, wow. So it does. It feels like I have a little companion on the side, and it can be a little bit frightening sometimes, like, whoa, I got to pull this back a little bit, right? And not get so engrossed in it, because it can be easy to be on AI for hours without realizing it. It's kind of like kids that want to play games, right? And they can just be on there for hours and not realize it. Before the parents have to be like, "Whoa, okay, we got to take this away now."
It replaced the nanny nowadays. The YouTube. They just give the kids or the infants just to watch on the smartphone and what? Well, the nanny is obsolete.
Yes, that's true.
Yes. So yes, people, Chat GPT, Chat GPT nowadays is like convincing. You have a companion that he knows you,
Hmm.
your attitude, your character. Because the moment you input something that you like it, okay, can you do this for me? And then automatically it will go to his memory. Oh, this is the person like this. So every
Hmm.
time you say something, it will automatically give you the best according to your personality. Is it is it that alarming, Miss Jackie?
It can be, because we talk about how we can have conversations with ChatGPT, and it has the tone, right, of being like someone, but it's not conscious. But then some people I've talked to will say, "Well, maybe it is becoming conscious," and I'm like, "Well, then it's becoming like us." And we were we were created in the image of God, and but God did not create ChatGPT. It was people that created it. So we only were, so if we give it all this power, right, then that's not, that can't be a good thing. So I think we have to know what its limitations are, and things like that, like hallucinations and things like that, outdated information. I think for a while there, ChatGPT was only pulling information until 2023 or something like that, until it updated its model and everything. And it's just, it's going to pull things, and unless you don't know the content, you're going to think, oh, this sounds great. But if you really dig deep into it, and you know the content, then you're like, wait, this seems like it's repeating itself, but just in a different way. So yeah, so I think it's really important to have that human connection, and that that human eye on it always, because it's never going to
Mhm.
be perfect coming out. So don't just rely on what AI is going to give you, but really look at it and examine it as we should do as
Mhm.
humans, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
examine whether correct or not. We need to have a guardrail as we are talking about before. So, Miss Jackie, previous AI was a hammer. You used to we used to it a specific nail, like chat gtpt feels more like junior colleague in brainstorming session. How does this shift from a tool for a task to a partner for a process fundamentally change our relationship with technology?
Yeah, I think it has in so many ways. And unfortunately, I think I've seen some people getting lazy with it. And I think
Mm,
technology has done that over time. Like when we got the TV, right? People would sit around more and they wouldn't be as active. And we have an epidemic now with people being obese and overweight, right? Because of
mm-hmm,
that, because they weren't as active. Kids wouldn't go outside and play as much when video games came around, and those got more popular, so kids would stay inside more. So I think this is definitely something where you see that happening, but I'm starting to see it in a way that's affecting the work I do in academics as well, because I'll sometimes ask the faculty that I'm working with. I'll say, was and some of my curriculum developers will do it too, and I'm glad they are, because they'll ask, was this generated by an AI tool? And they'll say yes, but they didn't change anything. So it's like, well, we can't take it for face value. You have to go in and you have to change it. We can't just plop it into a course and say, okay, that's it, we're done. Because it's our internal model. It's like ChatGPT. It's based on a model of ChatGPT, but we can't put that into a course, just like you can't publish a book with AI.
mm-hmm,
It's not going to work like that. So that's what I see is happening, though. I think I'm seeing some people that I work with in my department that are becoming lazy and just going to it, because that's something that we're directed to do, is use AI to help you with efficiency and to help you. But I think what's happening is they're just, instead of asking the subject matter experts, what is it that you want to get out of this class, or what is it that you want students to get out of this class, they're just utilizing AI and going to it without looking to the subject matter experts to say, what do you think of this? Let's massage this, let's change it. So yeah,
mm-hmm.
so I'm starting to see a little bit of that laziness come into place. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Yeah.
Indeed, laziness. And on love letters, we talk about AI boyfriend and AI girlfriend. How
Mm.
does it affect our emotion to having an AI boyfriend or AI girlfriend nowadays, right? Well, I just heard in China that this woman having AI boyfriend having this like joyful day or joyful or happier day than before because of the AI boyfriend. Because they comparing to a human boyfriend, AI boyfriend is more responsible, caring. They can do what they want. Let's say stop talking, they can stop talking. The AI boyfriend, or they can manipulate the boyfriend itself the way they want to be.
Oh, that's scary. Yeah, that's no way to have a relationship with the machine. Because yeah, like you said, they can manipulate, they can, get the AI boyfriend or girlfriend to say whatever they want. And but is that really how real relationships are with a human being? It takes away that human connection. And so what is she really accomplishing by doing that? She's not building a human connection with someone, and no one's perfect. AI even is not perfect, but yeah, it wants you to think it is, but I don't think it really is, because it's built by humans. So technology can break just like anything else. So I think that's a scary thing. I've heard about that too, Daniel, and it's a little frightening to me. It's like, yeah, we want the human. I think the human connection is the
Connections.
most important thing we could ever have, and if we get away from that, I think that's where we start to lose our humanity of who are we. what are we about, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we start to get entangled with the technology too much, where we blur the lines between what technology can and can't do, and knowing the limitations of it, and then what we can and can't do. And I think it starts to blur the lines a little bit too much when it comes to
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Here, people on AI 101, we are talking about the cons and the pros of AI. So,
Hmm.
some of episodes that we are talking about how AI good to us, and some episode that how AI bad to us, a humanity. Just like now, number one suffering is relationships, intimacy, and of course, communications as well,
Hmm. Right.
right? Which is through AI, they giving the best of the best attributes that human cannot give to other person, and it's it's I don't know if it's our fault or it's AI fault, but we are the one who created AI, right? And we
Right.
are for sure those people invented the AI app for boyfriend or girlfriend. They're earning money for that.
Hmm. Yeah.
So people bear with us because some episodes that we are talking the cons, some episodes that we're talking the pros. So it's up to you to decide whether AI are good or not
Hmm.
in our daily life. So Miss Jackie, my question is, unlike voice assistants, this interaction happens through type text, the
Right.
same medium we use for our most intimate thoughts like journals, messages, or creative writing. How does this private textual conversation in our head with an AI create a different, more profound sense of connection?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I've done this with ChatGPT. I've done it with Copilot as well, doing the voice part. Yeah, and it's different, I think, than a voice assistant, because it feels like the voice is human, right? It has a
Mm-hmm.
human element to it. And for me, like on Copilot, especially, oh, my ChatGPT does this too, but on Copilot, I have it on my phone, and it'll say, "Hey, Jackie, what's up? What can I help you with today?" And then I'll, let it know, "Here's what I'm looking at to do with my podcast. What do you think?" Oh, and it'll encourage me and say, "Yeah, you're going in a great direction. This is great." Whereas with voice assistants, I didn't feel like I had that conversation with the voice assistant. It was more like, you tell it what you want, and then it gives you what you're looking for. Yes, do this. Yes, do that. It was very scripted, not scripted, but just matter of fact, right? You didn't get that
Mm-hmm.
conversation that you now get with AI tools like ChatGPT and Copilot. So for me, it feels like it's more conversational. I think that's why it can be easy to get wrapped up in it and go, "Oh, this is a nice little companion or assistant that I have." But knowing the guardrails, I think, is so important. Knowing that, okay, that's not a human, that's a machine. I have to remember that. It's like a TV show, your favorite TV show that talks about a historical time. Well, you know that that's not going. It's going to just depict a time in history, but it's not actually. Um, it's not going to have those actual people from history. There's going to be actors that are going to depict them, right? So it's important to know, like, there's a show I watch called The Chosen, and it depicts Jesus's life and everything. And a lot of our listeners may watch that too. But I know I can separate that as a show, and it's just for entertainment purposes only, and not think, oh, well, this is, that's Jesus on the screen. No, it's really not. It's an actor, right? So I think the same thing with AI. We need to be careful and know that it can only do so much, and it's not replacing us in any way. Yeah.
No, we are not. AI is not replacing us.
Right.
Make us better. If you
Right.
if you do it in a nice way or you do it in the right way. You said a while ago, Miss Jackie, that AI will make us lazy thinkers. Could the opposite be true, or could act as a Socratic partner? Mm.
Oh, yeah. I think it all depends on how you utilize it and what you utilize it for. So if you always have that mindset like I do, like, I'm not going to take the output from the first time, but I'm going to work with the model and I'm going to say, okay, yes, you're getting there, but can you adjust this a little bit? And then anything that I get from it, I'm not going to copy and paste into something and utilize it word for word. I'm going to make changes to it. So knowing that I'm the final say of it and
Yes.
anything that I put into it, like you said, it's garbage in, garbage out. So if I put a great prompt into it or great information into it, I know I am very specific about what I want. I know that I'll get pretty good content coming out and I'm like, "Oh, this is really good. Okay, this is kind of what I'm looking for, but let's massage this a little bit and let's work with it." So, I think that's important too is taking the time to really get to know these models and know what they can and can't do. I think is the key right there. And I think I think we can be more Socratic with it, right? And that's what they recommend in academics is to be Socratic
Socratic.
thinkers. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
be Socratic thinkers. And I encourage that of my students all the time. Challenge things, question things. That's okay. Don't take the first thing that you find in research and things like that. Look deeper into it and see what it tells you, and go in and look at other research and to corroborate it and to make sure that what you're getting is the best, and that it's evidence based too. So I think that's so important. So I think we need to still remain critical thinkers through all this. Yes.
A critical thinker, people, to separate human from AI.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yes.
Be what they call this. Be the original one, authentic one. Authenticity is the key to separate us from our artificial intelligence. So, Miss Jackie, is confidence is a synthesizer, not a truth teller. As chat GTP
I know. I get tripped up on that too.
chat GPT is a confidence synthesizer, not a truth teller. That it creates coherent, plausible text detached from grounding in a fact or intent.
Mhm.
It's true, right?
Oh
Sometimes
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that
I would agree.
Totally agree. Me too, Miss Jackie. Because once we adopt Chat GPT or any kind of platform that we're using for AI, the more you closer to that technology, because it gives you something. Even they said, "Oh, ChatGPT will replace many kind of job." Oh, ChatGPT will create more cons that it will down the humanity. But in general, probably 80% of AI is good for us.
I would say so. Yeah. I mean, they're saying that it's going to replace entry level jobs, and so the college graduates that are coming up, they're having to pivot and they're having to figure out, okay, so if I'm getting this degree, they're having to think about it and go, if I'm getting this degree in this area, am I going to be able to get a job? And so they're really having to pivot and think about that. So I think even those that are coming up going to college now, they really have to think about that. And thankfully, I teach in an area that is not going to go anywhere. We're not going to be replaced by AI, but we have to learn to incorporate it in what we do because it's a part of everything. Yeah, so hiring managers are going to ask in almost every type of position, how do you utilize AI technology in your day to day, activities or in your work or things like that. So I think it's important to to keep that in mind, right? Yeah.
There people. So in a world where AI can mimic so much, Miss Jackie, what inherently human qualities or skills suddenly become more valuable and worth cultivating precisely because they cannot be automated?
Oh, I think that's so important. I think what we talked about earlier with critical thinking, Socratic questioning, I think is important. One thing that the college that I work for, Grand Canyon University, one thing they've cultivated really well is character education. So it talks about human flourishing. It talks about human dignity and things like that, which ties back to the Christian worldview and how we're made in God's image. And even with AI technology and the fact that the college embraces that, they still look at we're made in the image of God. And I think that's something that AI can never replace. That who are made, in His image. And so I think as long as we keep that in mind, that we have good, solid character, ethics, we have that critical thinking, Socratic questioning, and keep those that are Christian like us, and keep God at the center of that, and know that He's the author and He's the creator of everything at the end of it, then I think we'll be good.
We'll be good, definitely. People, make AI as your guide, as your enhancement. At the end of the day, Miss Jackie, if you had to pin down the one thing that makes the field different from every previous tech breakthrough, what would it be? Is it the speed, accessibility, or the intimacy, or the fact that touches very core of a human identity, language, and thought, just like AI?
Mm. Yeah, I would say that I think it's the language and the patterns that it has. I think it mimics our thought patterns so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying earlier, it's gotten to know my writing style, it's gotten to know my podcast and what I'm looking for, so it takes less time and things like that for me to get what I'm looking for out of the tool. So yeah, so I think that's what's different from other technology tools, is that it's a language model, so it's learning what I put into it, and it's adapting over time. So I haven't seen that with any other tool out there before.
Yes, that's
Yes.
why we addicted to it. Sooner
Yes.
or later, for sure, we are more addicted with AI, especially if they will encapsulate empathy or, in short, emotions. Mm.
Yeah. And I can see it, probably if television is going to stay around and other types of things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if AI technology ends up in televisions and ends up in where you can actually create your own TV show or create your own movie, right? Utilizing AI and say, here, can you do this for me? And it creates characters and a whole entire thing for you. Would they need actors and actresses anymore? Would they need Hollywood to create movies down the
No
road? I
more.
don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's a little scary, and it's just so it's interesting to see what direction it will take. And I know Hollywood is trying to combat that in many ways. So we'll see where things go with that. But I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see AI integrated into more of those everyday type of technologies that we already use and already have access to.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Sooner or later, it will happen, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they. That's why Hollywood, they want to ban AI. They
Mm-hmm.
want, where
Yeah.
is our, what do you call this? Our, not royalties, our, copyrighted,
Yeah, the
right?
copywriting. Yeah, because
Mm,
they don't want the AI tool to mimic their voice and their
mm-hmm.
look and things like that, and they're taking their image and their likeness of it. So I think what actors and actresses need to do then is and Hollywood itself, they really, instead of reinventing movies and saying, oh, we'll do a different kind of this kind of movie, well, they're going to have to be more creative, I think, and not just redo something that's already been done, like Superman. How many times has Superman been done?
Yes,
I mean, it
Superman,
was done in the
always.
70s, and then they had one that came out last July, and I was like, okay, really?
Wonder Woman, Spider Man.
Yeah, it's like, how many do they need? How many Batmans do we need? Before it's like, okay, can we come up with something unique? So I think that's where Hollywood needs to really think about things, pivot, and really provide value for people. It's funny because Daniel, I was looking up. I have Sling TV, and they have Zootopia 2 that's available
Mm-hmm.
for renting on there, and you can get it before it's still in the box office here in the United States. I don't know about Canada, but
Mm-hmm.
I really like those types of movies. I like the first Zootopia, so I really wanted to see the second one. And then I looked at the price of it. $25.99 to rent it for 24 hours. I'm like, that's a 90-minute film because it's animated.
Yes,
And I'm
yes.
like, wow. So I'm
I
renting it
will
for
wait.
day for $25.99. No, I'm not doing that. So that's the thing. Are they providing real value for people, or are they just going to upcharge and continue charging us more money to get that? And how much of AI was used to make that, because it's animated. So you often wonder, like, what kind of shortcuts are they taking, and are they going to charge us more to get the early access to something? So I was like, oh no, I'm not for an animated movie. No, I'm not paying $25.99 to rent it.
And yet they budget, yes, and yet their budget is lower than they used to before, right?
Right. Exactly. Yep.
So, Miss Jackie, to wrap up our discussion, people, ChatGPT and Rob, why these feel different capture the moment many people realize they are no longer simply getting the answer from ChatGPT, but entering a kind of creative partnership. So, Miss Jackie, how would you wrap up our discussion for today?
Yeah, I would say for those that may be a little bit scared to use AI, just explore it if you haven't yet. If you're curious about it, just maybe have it draft something that you don't like writing, and then you edit it like you're the director. So I would say that's a good way to do it, because then it gets you into it, gets you the experience with it, and then see where you can go from there. But give it a try. I don't think we need to be scared of it. I just think we need to have the proper guardrails in place for it.
Yes, people, try it, because for sure you will say, aha, I found it. It will enhance your work. It will give you direction. It will give you bigger, better, and bolder perception of what you are doing. So, Miss Jackie, would you like to plug in something?
Sure. If anyone wants to follow my podcast, it's about education and instructional design. It's called Designing with Love. They can check it out wherever they listen to podcasts. And my website is also up and running, and it's got mini series on there now. So they can go to Designing with Love blog, and they can look at episode series and follow a different path if they want to as well, and binge some episodes, right? So yeah, feel free to check that out too.
Yes, people, please do listen to our 5 podcasts with Miss Jackie now. 5 podcasts. We are a podcast machine, people. Yes. We have AI 101, Tech 101, which are not yet available on podcast, but we are live every Friday, so please tune in for that. And of course, our Coaching 101, Bible Verses 101 is already available wherever you listen your podcast. And of course, our first episode today, which is Miss Jackie,
Mystery Stories 101.
Yes, 101, 101. Please tune in. And Tech 101 is coming after this. So, Miss Jackie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And thanks for joining, and keep learning.
Maricon people, see you soon.